Hey everyone, welcome to the premiere of what I'm calling Lost in Alberta with Colin. For all of you that know me, this is something new I wanted to try out. I kind of got this idea from videos I watched and following that gravel race through the night. And I still haven't done that video yet. It's all banked. I just got to put it all together and kind of make something out of it. It's not a lot of coverage. I just did one day of it out of the 2-day event. If you're brand new here, mostly what I do is a cycling channel, but I followed a gravel race outside. What's a gravel race? It's a race mostly on gravel roads through the countryside, and it was a long one. It was 575 kilometers long, and I live right in this area, like very, very close to where the race trail went, basically back country roads. And so as I was following the race, I was looking at Google Maps and seeing names I've never seen before. Kind of a lot of slow driving. Like, okay, where are they? I'm just going to drive along at like 10 miles an hour and wait. Okay, I don't want to get too far ahead of them. So I was studying maps and going, I've never heard of this place. I'd see a little plaque and think, I gotta go see what that is. So that's what I was doing. Then after the race, I came back out and thought, hey, I'm going to go check some of those places out and show you what's just in my backyard. So, premiere episode, world premiere, folks. Make your popcorn, get ready here. This is all in my backyard. What I'm going to do here is, let's see if I can do this right. We're going to pop this up here. Okay, here we go, folks. Here's Google Maps. I just got this pulled up here. And what I want to show you here is this is my little house. So I live central Alberta, Canada. I'm east of Didsbury, kind of equidistance between three little towns, Didsbury, Carstairs, and Linden. Linden's over to the east, so off the right side of the map. Didsbury's up in that direction. Carstairs is in this direction. So kind of about 25 minutes to any of those little towns. If you look at the little dot in the middle, that's my house, folks. That's where I live. What's really cool about this is I'll use the mouse pointer to do this. There's probably a really better way to do this, but our first stop is going to be just down here. Then we're going to bounce over to Sterlingville. We then head north up to this road here. I know exactly where I am because there's a puddle of water here you have to drive around. A bunch of ducks and geese hang out there. At this intersection here, that's my third stop of the day. Then I actually scooted into Linden. I needed fuel for the car, and I came up to Sunny Slope here. Actually, the place where I stopped was more probably up here. Then, if you look under my, see where I am in the top corner here? Look below it. There's a town right there called Neapolis. Very important town in the area. I didn't know how important it was, but this was kind of like a main thoroughfare for the original settlers in Western Canada back then. We're talking like 1850s. I did find a sign at Neapolis that said 1850. There's basically nothing there now, but they had like a post office. They had a school. I think they said they had 2 restaurants. They even had a hotel. And now it's just a couple of acreages. There's some remnants. I'll get to those. As I was driving from the Sunny Slope area here on this little back road here, which actually is only 2 miles north of my house, I found another little stop on the way. So it's amazing what you can see out there if you just kind of like dial it back, reel it in, folks, and take the road less traveled, as they say. Just slow down a little bit. Slow it down and see what's out there. So that's what I want to do. I don't want to be just stuck inside, scrolling, reading about other people's lives. I'm going to be out there doing it. So yeah, my last stop of the day was Neapolis. So let's get to it. So this is kind of where you are. What I'll do here right now too is let me do this for you just so you get like kind of a feel for it. We're going to zoom out a little bit. Again, there's the blue dot. This little jog in the road is really important. That's kind of like a landmark on the map. You'll see it as we're zooming out. You're going to see it the whole way. There's Didsbury. There's Carstairs. There's Linden. Okay, so like Sterlingville, nothing. Neapolis, nothing. They're ghost towns. That's what I said, folks. They're ghost towns. Spooky. And we zoom out a bit more. You'll see Calgary's right here. World famous Banff is here with the Rocky Mountains. We got Edmonton up here, home of the Oilers, home of the Flames right here. I'll put on the, this is kind of what it looks like out here. You're going to see a lot of square looking shapes. Some round stuff too. What I'll do is come... Ooh, I'm already seeing some names I want to talk to you guys about. This is awesome stuff here. See all the squares? See those squares? Those are all sections of lands divided up into quarters. Why? Because it's a quarter section. That's why. There's that little puddle of water I was telling you about there, and there's my house. So as you can see here, maybe hard to tell. If you don't know what a section is, it's 640 acres of land. This is the section line right here, south boundary, east boundary, north boundary, west boundary. If you look very, very close here, you can see that little road line there. Is that a road? Yeah, it's an access road to all his bins that are out here. Zoom out a bit. You can see one quarter here, second quarter here, and this one, he's got two full quarters smashed together into one like monstrous field that he grazes cattle on. And here's the home of Colin right here. This is my place right here, folks. Here's the driveway to the house. Wow, wonder what all cars these are here. Yeah, I can't even remember. Does everything look the same? Yeah, it's a pretty recent picture. Years ago, I lost a barn that was here. But the length of that one, it blew and went right through. Actually, this is hilarious looking at this. This is a good picture to see here. It actually is, it's prairies, whatever. But this tree line here, back to here, these are all mine. Along that fence line there and back around. In the spring sometimes, this would have been shot in the spring because there's still water here. I've seen in the past where this has been absolutely full of water. To the point it was so full, I'm like, I wonder if it's ever flooded over. It'd be really hard. I mean, it's a big climb up there. But yeah, that's where I live. And so this heavy aluminum thing here, there was another one here, blew through the air. Tornado came by my house. Busted this hole that you see right here. It went flying over this way, and we're going to lose quality here. Oh, I can't see that though. Came through here, smashed an automatic water over here I had for some animals that was leaking, and then this barn type structure that was here ended up crumpled up along here. Anyways, long story, I know. Let's get back to it, folks. I want to start my video for you. I'll be narrating it as we go. I did do commentary on the fly when I was out there, but I always feel better about doing it later. Let's get into it. So what we're going to do is move this baby down. Here we go, folks. So this is this first stop, 4 miles south and maybe 1 or 2 miles over from my house. I'm just going to start the video up here. Let's see if I can do this right. And boom, here we go, folks. So yeah, this is just south of my property here. I've known about this building for a very long time. This is called Lawson, Alberta with Colin. So a really cool old building. I've heard stories, rumors that it was last used as a community hall. This is like middle of nowhere. There's nothing here. It's just a few farms around, acreages. I think it's really neat. I ride my bike past here a lot. You'll see the roads out here are very straight and narrow. It's on the grid range township range road system, which is called the Dominion Land Survey in oil and gas talk, geology talk. It's a way of like blocking off the land into sections and quarters. Really cool building. It's been standing here a long time. I got to think that maybe it was a school way back when. It just kind of has that vibe to me. I don't really know a lot about it, but I think it was then later used as a community hall. I was just zooming in on this here. This looks like a cool little tin thing on top. It must have been for ventilation or something like that. I did put little puddle effects in, so we're going to know when we're going to cut across. But just take a look in the background here. This is early spring here. I would have filmed this in April, late April, and things are just starting to get green. Here we are. It's May 2nd now. And the buds are finally opening up outside. But the problem where we live, 1,000 meters elevation, Canada, the Arctic, it can easily smash its way down here. We could get snow anytime this month. So here in this part of the world, you do not plant your garden until after May long weekend, which I think is the third Sunday in May. So we've still got like 20 days to go before people will plant flowers outside. You can still get frost. So just having a little gander around here, it's flat. It's really flat here. The only places where you'll have little climbs are little valley systems. Okay, we're moving on here. This is the second town, Sterlingville, aka Sebertville. If you go on Google Maps, okay, I'm showing you this rock here. This looks like a bit of a glacial erratic to me. These are big rocks that would have been transported by glaciers way back when, during the last glaciation period. And when they melted, they got stranded here. These are big granitic type rocks. This rock is not from this part of the world you're looking at here, what I can say. But this is Sterlingville, aka Sebertville. If you click on Sterlingville on Google Maps, it goes to a Sebertville Wikipedia page. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to, there's me showing you another rock that's kind of just sticking up out of the field. I am going to just pause the video here for you. Now, I was like, why is it called Sebertville? Kind of like just tweaked my curiosity. I'm like, why is it called Sterlingville on Google Maps? And then when you click on it, it takes you to a Wikipedia page that says Sebertville. And I'm thinking, Siebert, sounds German to me, Dutch, something like that. The spelling, S-I-E, Siebert. So I kind of clicked around a little bit, but I wasn't really hunting hard. I found a guy that died in 1924 out here. I think his name was either William Siebert. I'm like, really? So he's buried in Didsbury, so 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes west of here, in pretty much my local hometown. And he died in 1924. And, just that's about all it said about him, really. But just the name was the same as Sebertville. And I'm like, okay, really? Is it a coincidence? And in my mind, I'm already thinking, it's called Sterlingville now. It was called Sebertville. I bet you they changed the name during World War One. That happened a lot here in Canada. We used to have a Berlin in Canada. It's now known as Hamilton in Ontario. They changed the name. They were like, nope, we're at war. We're not having this name. I'm kind of like, did that happen here? Really? Anyways, barely clicked around a bit more, and I found the obituary and the tombstone, let's say William Siebert. We're going with William for now. I'm sorry if your name's not William. So it showed his tombstone, and alongside it must have been like a family gravesite, a family grave. It actually had the tombstone of his wife. And I forget her name, but she died 6 years before her husband passed. And it said on the tombstone itself, like I read it. I actually looked at it and I read the tombstone. It said, Siebert died, of the area east of Didsbury in Sebertville. Bingo, bango, confirmed, Sebertville. I'm sticking with it for now. I think this area was named after him. I think he was a prominent farmer in the area. Probably very well liked. But he was German. So they probably renamed the town Sterling. Sounds a lot more English, doesn't it? And it's on the tombstone. I don't want to make light of it, but that's where his wife died, was east of Didsbury at Sebertville. Guess where we are? We're definitely east of Didsbury. This point here, yeah, you're like 4 miles south and, 25 miles east of Didsbury. But just look at it. There's nothing left here. The actual town of Sterlingville would be up at the corner. I'll point the mouse pointer to it right here. Right up here. That's it. All that's left now is 2 acreages. There's just 2 homes here. I tried not to spend too much time looking at them because people might be like, who's this guy? Why is he filming our house? Why is he lurking on the side of our road? There's nothing out here except heavy roads. I've ridden all these roads on my bike. I just think it's cool that this was a hub back in the day. It probably had like a post office. It probably had a school. I wouldn't even know where the nearest school is. Actually, I do know where it is. It's coming up next, folks. It's coming up next. Okay, so let's see how long it's like. Oh, perfect timing here. I'm just guessing it. So here we are. I'm going to pause it here for you, give you a little chit chat here, a little bit of a lesson about this. So if you look at the sign here, you can see we're at, it says RGE RD. That stands for Range Road 272. And then Township TWP RD, obviously, Township Road 30.4. So it's a number system. Every mile road gets a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it bounces back to 1 again, because a township is 6 miles by 6 miles, meaning 36 sections in that township. I learned all this from my days, my glory days as a geologist in oil and gas in Calgary. And you know what? I'm determined to get back in, baby. I am determined to get back in. You know, I have a lot of enthusiasm and energy on this channel, and I'm going to bring it to these videos too. And guys, this is just like the debut promo reel one. This is just like the easy stuff I could do. There's so much better stuff than this. So we're at the corner of 272 and 30.4 here. Driven past here a million times. If you're driving, you wouldn't even see this. Let's just get going. Boom. So right now, I think I'm 2 miles north of, let's call it Sebertville. We're going with Sebertville. I like that better. So basically, there's a road here on this corner. If you were to jump across, I might look at it right here. That road right there. I drove 2 miles up that gravel road to get to this point. And I know about this one because I've ridden it on my bike so many times that I'm just showing you the big fields here. That I've seen the plaque, but if you're driving, you never see it. So let's just have a little walk. So this is on the corner of someone's land. I'm kind of in the ditch, so I'm okay. And I kind of feel like, obviously you can tell this guy mows this area. Hasn't been mowed yet this year because, again, early spring. And I'm going to start rotating to the left. Full rotate here. Oh, boom. The cinematography, I've got absolutely incredible. Let's take a look at this site of the Bancroft School, 1906 to 1954. That's an important number to remember. Bancroft Community Methodist Church, 1906 to 1925, which then became the Bancroft United Church, 1925 to 1954. Maybe they just started another church at that point. It's kind of funny how that church disappeared in 54 as well. So there was probably a collection of buildings here. Little school, one house schoolroom. I wonder if the kids from Sebertville came here to school. It seems like a long way. So yeah, here I am showing you like a vein that's going through this rock. Very what I would call like an igneous rock, crystalline. Igneous means formed underground, lava cools, crystals develop, you get the pretty rock, you get the granitic rock with the veins coursing through it, the big crystals, things like that. Again, this would be probably another glacial erratic that someone at some point, and I gotta think that these were only erected, maybe in the last 25 years or so. Someone said, hey man, the history's almost gone, we gotta preserve it. So I thought this was really cool, the Bancroft School. I did do a search. I found nothing about the Bancroft community. Was there a town here called Bancroft? Why was it called Bancroft? Maybe the first teacher was Mrs. Bancroft. I don't know. I'd love to find out more about it. So there would have been a church here. There would have been a school here. And again, farm flat fields. They're just starting to work the fields now. Some guys are getting out and starting to do some scratching in those fields. I think I do take a little look back here to the left. Should see right away. Yeah, it's over there to the right on the screen now. If you look very closely, I think I'm going to zoom in. There's a newer home there out front in those trees, but at the very back, I'm looking at it right now. It's almost dead center of the screen, that thing right there. That's a nice old house. And even further back on the right, there's a wooden one back there. I'm going to try to get back there. Now, ring-a-ding-dong-dandy here, folks. This is so cool. This has been designated as a historic site in Alberta. You're looking at us going, yeah, Colin, all I'm seeing is a big field with some oil stuff over here on the right-hand side in the middle of the screen. There's even more over further to the right here. Yeah, this is in the middle of a farmer's field. That's all it is. I'm near Sunny Slope now. I showed that on the map earlier, and we're just west of it by about 2 or 3 miles, and we're north about 2 miles. This is so cool. So way back when people came out here, they'd move on out. They build a sod house. They basically build a house out of like turf. I think they would cut dirt up with grass on it and stack it, and I should find some pictures. They would build that and they'd live in that until they rounded up enough wood. Have a little look around, folks. Show me where all the big forests are. Not a lot out here, and there never was. This is like native grasslands here. You can find good stands of trees. Is it great for... It's not the best wood. It's not like primo cedar and oak. It's just poplar trees, probably aspen. Not the hardest woods. But people either brought wood in from somewhere, maybe from the mountains. I wonder how long that would take. And, that's probably why this place exists, because this guy got caught out. Now, this is called the Sunny Slope Sandstone Shelter. It's a historic site in Alberta. It is in the middle of a farmer's field. This is about as close as I wanted to get without trespassing. And he probably has 1 million people come out, and I know it's been vandalized in the past. So I'm not going to even go out there. I don't want people going out there and checking it out. But it's so cool, and my camera work here, my pro cinematography is a little bit off here because I had so much glare behind me on my camera. I couldn't really see what I was looking at. You'll see as I'm zooming in and out. But yeah, so this guy apparently built this place in 1905. What did he build? Let's have a look. Okay, so I'm just parked on the side of the road here. It's called the Sunny Slope Shelter. Sunny Slope Sandstone Shelter. I think it was also called One Man's Castle. I'm actually struggling to see where it is. It is dead center of the screen. But basically, it's like a little lump of dirt with a door. That's all it is. So I'm having a look around here. I'm like, where is it? I've known about this place for years. Now I'm just giving you a little look around. Hopefully no one's getting seasick there. Let's get centered. Let's have another look around. Colin's struggling here. I'm probably doing a lot of yammering. I was doing full commentary, narration, whatever you want to call it, for all this stuff. Again, gigantic fields here. There's no dry stone walls here. If you're from the UK, Europe, my favorite type of fencing. All we have here is these little sticks with wires. Yep, you can see sticks and wires right there. That's how we do our fencing here. Gravel roads. We're not riding our road bikes on these things. So let's get back to it. I probably start zooming in right about now. Boom! There we go, folks. And I'm struggling to find it. I mean, I can see it plain as day here on this video. There's some compression units over there for oil and gas. But there it is, right there. Take a look at that. So this is the Sunny Slope Sandstone Shelter. This guy came out here in probably the late fall, early winter of 1905 and didn't have time to build a sod house. So he was like, well, it's southern Alberta. It's 1905. I've got a wool jacket on and some garbagey clothes. And, it's minus 45 Celsius. Or it will be in January. I'm not going to make it. I don't have a turf house. I definitely don't have a wood house. What's my next option? I'm going underground. So this guy found some outcropping sandstone, pretty soft rock. And basically he chiseled out a doorway and stairs down into an underground cavern. That original measurements were 7 feet wide by 13 feet long. He was able to put a hole in the roof, so he must have chiseled his way up as well to put a little ventilation in. And that's where he lived for an entire winter to survive the cold. Underground there, it wouldn't have been hot, but it wouldn't have been cold either. Any heat that was generated in there would have stayed in there, just the insulated properties of the sandstone and the soil up above it. Apparently, more than one man used the shelter as well. Another guy had to do it as well. I mean, it is a long time ago when you think about it, like in human lifetimes. It's not Europe old, but it's a pretty cool old thing out here, and I think it's so cool that the door is still there. The rocks that are piled up are still there, and this guy found that little knob of land there and dug a hole down and hid out there for a winter. And apparently someone else liked the idea so much he did it as well. I think it was actually called the Schecht shelter for a while. Schect. Sounds so German to me. German or Dutch. A lot of Germans came out here. A lot of Dutch people came out here. A lot of people in this part of the world have European ancestry. let's move on, folks. So this is where I was traveling over to Neapolis here, and I just stumbled across this one. Side of the road, I saw this, there's an oil and gas facility over here. This is called the Burnside School. Never heard of it. What is Burnside? Who knows? So here I am, farm road. There's those fences. No dry stone walls here. Looking across the road, there's a company here called Aspen Leaf. Here's my loaner car. I haven't had my car now for 4.5 weeks, waiting on a transmission. So I got this little thing I'm driving around in. There's like a facility here. They must be pumping oil here or storing oil here in these tanks. And then tankers come in. I see some compression units over on the left there too, and they fill up the oil and take it to other places probably for refining, processing. But check out this rock. Very similar to the last rock. This is the site of the Burnside School, number 828, 1904 to 1954. And little hint here, those numbers should be familiar to you. They're the exact same as the Bancroft School. Exact same. 1904 to 1954. So what happened in 1954? What happened in 1954? First thing I thought of, school buses. They probably said, you know what? We figured out these buses. We got reliable transportation. Let's get bigger schools built in Didsbury, Olds maybe, and we're going to bust all the kids in because these schools out in the middle of nowhere here, they're one-room schools. There's like one kid left in them, 2 kids, who knows? Actually, you know what? There was a school at Midway. So right down the road from me, there is a community there called Midway, and it must have been a town way back when. There's a small school there. It even has a gymnasium. It's still there. It only shut down in the last 20 years, and now a welder owns it. Just going to pause here for a second. I bet you those kids all ended up going to the Midway School. So I don't know a lot about the Midway School, but it actually has a gymnasium. And it might have been a 6 classroom school, so you could kind of segregate the kids better. Little kids, slightly bigger kids, and then the old kids over here. Maybe they all got bused to that school before they started going into Didsbury, because that's what they do now. Midway School is no longer running, just there wasn't enough kids left in the area. It was shut before Avery and Addison, my daughters, were out here. So they wouldn't have to go. They went into Didsbury for school. Okay, so last stop of the day. This is called Neapolis. Just going to let the video play here. What is Neapolis now? Neapolis meant new city. And I've learned through just a little bit of research, which I'm going to dig into more here, that this was one of the 3 main routes that settlers took into the New West of Western Canada. This is right where they came through. Like, this was an important place in this part of the world, Neapolis, and all the other little towns before it. So Neapolis apparently was first founded in 1850, had a school. In this video here, you won't see the school, but I did find it because I'm like, I know I've seen the sign. The sign is the next mile over. Actually, I'm just zooming in at the right time. The school sign is somewhere where you just saw that car go by over there. Just trying to show you that you can see the mountains if you look closely in the background there. We're about an hour and 20 minutes away from the mountains. So yeah, somewhere along those roads there in the distance where you can see those houses, that's the original site of the Neapolis School. And it's so hilarious too because I'm pretty sure it opened in 1904. And I know for sure when it shut, 1954. So the same as all those 2 other schools I've just shown you. So what's left in Neapolis now? Not a lot. There is like a metal fabrication business there. The Bud Barn, which was apparently world famous at one point. We'll see that soon. He doesn't run it anymore. I think he sold off his collection. You'll see what it is. But there used to be very important cheese making here. European cheesemakers came across. And up until the 80s even, they were producing like world-class cheeses right here that were primarily sold back in Europe. So big demand for that. Here it is, folks. Here's the Bud Barn. So we're on the north end of Neapolis now. And I've ridden past this place a million times on my bike. I thought it had something to do with farming. So this was the Bud Barn. This barn was built in 1920, I believe. They put steel on it later, or tin, to protect it. It's a huge barn. Neapolis on the top there. See the barn in there? It says right there 1920. It's a beautiful barn. I actually saw a flag in the window that said Canada not for sale. Finger in the video too. Perfect. But it's staying in, folks. Authentic. Au naturel Colin here. The Bud Barn was, I don't know if it was the biggest, but it was a Budweiser beer collection. The guy had like every can, every flag, every memorabilia piece of Budweiser you could get. On the corner of his property here, in front of the old house, I don't know if this dude's even still there. I don't know if he's still around. My video is going to come to an end here soon. So that's the end of the video. Oh, bounce. That's perfect. I like how that works. What I'm going to do, I'll show you here. I didn't know if it would do that. So now we can zoom back out. You guys are going to watch this live, folks. There's Neapolis right there. This is where we are. So it's just farming operations now. So here's Neapolis. There's the Bud Barn Museum, which is just a beer museum. Budweiser Museum. On the corner here, do we have any street views? Oh my, we have street. Man, welcome to the 20th century, folks. Here's the Bud Barn. Can I zoom? Oh, sorry. I just wanted to show you this here. This guy, he put together a really good website. It's so old, the website. And what I'm trying to show you here, I don't know if I can do this. Let's see if we can do it, folks. No, we're not going to be able to do it. On this plaque here, I don't know if it shows there. Man, this just feels like I'm at home because guess what? I am. This is obviously later in the summer. Pretty quiet little roads. Anyway, on his little rock there, it says Neapolis 1850. And the website says the same thing. This is first settled in 1850. And again, I know that's not super old. Here, I'm going to go back to my Google Maps. Oops, don't want to do that. We do this. I know it's not super old to all my friends over in Europe and that, to all my cycling friends. But you got to realize, like in 1850, there was no natural gas heating. No one, I don't think anyone knew about coal out here at that time. I don't even know how people made it. Like, it just boggles my mind. In 2024, 2025, I get blasts of minus 38, minus 40 Celsius, and I'm like, are we going to make it tonight? Like, I worry about my animals that are outside. I have to do extra work. I have heating lamps out there for the pigs. How did they make it back then? Like, maybe they probably brought them all in the house. It was like what they do in Europe, where they had like the barn down below, and then they lived up above it, I think, to keep the animals warm. Maybe they did that. So it kind of blows my mind. It's like such a harsh environment in the winter. It can get pretty roasty toasty in the summer too. Like we've seen 35, 38 degrees Celsius out here. Go south, it'll hit 40 degrees Celsius easy in the summer for long periods of time. It's very dry here, very dry summers, and a few weeks in the winter that are so brutally cold that it's tough to live out here with modern heating, modern water supplies, stuff like that. So this is why I'm fascinated about this stuff. It's all around me here. It's all around me. And what I'm going to show you here too, next, folks, what we're going to do. So here I am. Actually, I'll show you this too, in case you're wondering. So here's my house right here. We zoom out a little bit. I zip up here along this road. I head west. Here's Didsbury. This is the little town of Didsbury. It's probably 5,000 people. That's about it. It's just got your basic stuff there. Hasn't really grown too much. It's pretty much the same as it was when I first moved out here. Oh yeah, there's some acreages out here. Yeah, I remember those. What I want to show you again, look at all the squares you're going to see. Squares, big sections of land, right? There's our famous Neapolis. I will show you this here too, just so you know this. Sterlingville. Oh, that one didn't do it. On my other computer, it takes you to see. Where is it? More, I think. Oh, watch this. Oh, right here, quick facts. Sebertville. So this is when I first saw this, I thought, huh? They changed the name at some point. Okay, what we're going to do next, this is where I want to go. I want to show you this here. Linden. Here's Drumheller. Look at these gigantic river valley systems that cut down through the prairies. When you come back here in this part of the world, you're going back 60, 70 million years plus back in time. And that's where you're finding all those wicked dinosaur fossils. It's all right here, folks. Like, look at this. This is what it's like 45 minutes from my house, maybe half an hour. So I'm going to go out here. I'm going to look around. There's tons of little ghost towns back out here. Just a really, really cool part of the world. Yeah. Farmers farm right to the edge of these little valley systems. Like serious erosion going on here. And it's all right here. This is the Badlands right here. So the states have their Badlands. We've got ours up here. So many cool places to see. Wow. We're going to go check it all out, folks. I'm going to explore all this area. All these little town names, most of them are ghost towns. There's nothing left. It's all gone. Okay, I was going to say riders there, but hey, everyone. Hey, explorers. Going to do another one soon. If you like the video and you want to see more, send me a comment. Like the video. Please subscribe if you can. And we'll catch you all real soon. Thanks for watching. Lawson, Alberta with Colin.